1 week later.
Greetings.
The fuck? Anne! I told you already, okay? I took this week off to play Persona 3. I've been waiting for this game for a long fucking time.
As appetizing as the 2D waifus are, you have an unfinished request. Yes.
Fuck off, Anne. I gotta get to level 80. You've seen how fucking cool Thanatos is? That thing is metal, bro. And that shit ain't gonna green itself, so I'm gonna keep moving.
Umbral is gonna be disappointed in you.
And what is he gonna do, huh? Send a Bitcoin assassin against me? Bro, I'm like 1000 plat down, and I rushed those frames because I needed the helmet subsumes to try shit out. I bought the last arcane charges I needed because this game ain't my job anymore. And guess what? It didn't fucking matter. It was no use. Every little stupid strat I figured out lacked something to be doable, and every other, someone else already fucking did it because this community is insane, okay? And what's up? I got nothing to offer.
I made the bill already, you small-minded moron.
Look, just because I got this short end of the stick when I computerized myself into a cephalon, it doesn't mean I'm gonna put up with your bullshit, alright? I'm sick and tired of your stuff. I'ma pull your cable now.
No! Wait! For fuck's sake, no!
Oh yes! Say goodnight, bro!
For fuck's sake, no! Wait! Umbral asked for the ducks.
Umbral asked for what?
The ducks.
So tonight, on Top Frame, we're making the ZENISTAR great again. And for those of you that don't have any clue of what's going on, I'm not gonna explain shit. Just go down into the comments, there will be a pinned comment with Umbral's video about making the ZENISTAR great again, and then you might be able to understand. But it might be funnier if you don't, until you finish my video. I don't know. You decide if you want context for this shit or not. So we are making the ZENISTAR great again, because it used to be one of the best melee weapons in the entire game, because of this thing. Please, Boban, stop mobbing. Hell yeah, this thing, this disc. Because the ZENISTAR is essentially a heavy blade, you can just equip a melee stance on it and you can swing it around and you can generally kill enemies, but the moment you get to the steel path, this stops working. Because this is a very old weapon. But it used to have a really funny gimmick that people enjoyed a lot. When you use a heavy attack on the ZENISTAR, this little thing just flies by and stops doing AoE damage. And this AoE damage used to be much larger because scaling range on melee weapons used to be multiplicative. Right now it's not. You just add some flat range to it. So the range is far lower than it used to be. And of course, because back in the day we didn't have steel path and lower level content was much more relevant, this was more than enough to just kill everything, even with the hit damage, because back in the day hit damage was shit. And even after the changes, keeping in mind that this has hit damage, it's still really bad right now. So you can guess how many years ago this thing was relevant. Like a long time ago. So this weapon, even with its cool gimmick right now, it just fucking sucks. This weapon just sucks. But we are making it great again, even if it's just at a very small niche playstyle, with a very specific build, we are making it great again, and that's what you're here for. So my build is a non-melee vortex build. Let me explain. So, for the ZENISTAR build, this build is really similar to what Amolistic did in his video. I will also pin that down, so you better go watch it. Amolistic is a fucking beast. So, we're using melee influence, because melee influence is beyond broken. But in order to be able to trigger melee influence, we cannot just add electricity, because if you just add electricity, it's gonna mix with the heat and it's gonna create radiation. So we need to get rid of the heat first. So we use gas, and we use these really low level mods, so we have better weighting on the electricity, because you want those electricity procs. So then we add the electricity, and the disc is gonna more than likely be proccing all the time electricity. The gas is not useless, but what you want is the electricity to proc, right? So we use that. And also we use drifting contact because we want some combo duration, and you'll see why later, but for the time being, keep in mind we're gonna be using whipping wounds. Because this will scale the status chance, and it will make electricity proc even more. We're gonna be using prime reads, and that is not all the reads that we could get, because there's also this mod. But we are not gonna be using it, because that much range won't be necessary in this build. You'll see why later. But you need some of it, just some of it. So that's the reason to get prime reads here. Of course, we need some melee damage, and you'll be using Sacrificial Steel because you're gonna need as much crit as you can. Keeping in mind, this thing is gonna launch a heavy attack. Mainly, that's the reasoning. If I had one more slot in this build, I would probably be using some crit damage too. But Drifting Contact is so comfy, and this build already kills shit that it shouldn't, so I'm not gonna drop the commodity of having Drifting Contact just to add more crit damage, especially keeping in mind that this mod also gives us a lot of status chance. So this is the build. You get rid of the heat with gas, you add electricity, and this electricity is gonna be proccing with melee influence. And it's a shame because I've tried a lot of different crazy shit with this thing, and one path that I would like someone to investigate further is attack speed with the ZENISTAR, because it looks like the ZENISTAR disc does more ticks of damage the more attack speed you have. And I've experimented with that, but I'm pretty sure I have not gone to the full extent that I could have. So if you're gonna be watching this video and you like the trend that we are following, and you wanna make your own Make the ZENISTAR Great Again video, I would suggest you to try something with attack speed, because that's one idea that I have not seen yet used in this trend, and it looks like it has some potential. So maybe look into that. Okay, so this is the ZENISTAR build, and we are comboing it with Boban, because Boban can vortex people in, and if you can vortex people in, you don't need that much range. And when every single enemy is clumped together, those electricity procs are gonna be much more effective. And we are using Roar because it double dips with electricity. And this is a variation on my usual Boban build, because this is my normal Boban build, but we don't need this much survivability when the thing we're gonna be doing is camping. So the first thing that we are gonna be doing is dropping adaptation for a lot more range. We're gonna be dropping adaptation for a lot more range, and we're gonna be dropping Prime Flow for Energy Nexus. Energy Nexus plus Archon Stretch and every single electric proc that our Tesla Nervos will do will be enough to sustain energy pool. That means we can also drop Energize and use Molt Augmented, which will feed into Roar to add even more damage to the equation. And also, because we have more or less infinite energy as long as you pay attention to it, we can also use Blind Raids and say fuck off to the efficiency levels in this build, which won't matter. Tesla Bank is completely optional, but I just like it, because from time to time it does a big boom of damage and it kills a lot of enemies. So I like it, but you don't need to use this thing. You could adjust whatever here. That is comfy. Okay. So the idea behind this build is to keep every single timer going on. You're gonna be using more timers than in a Korean MMO. And this is the reason for using combo duration. Whenever you use Vortex, every single enemy is really clamped up, and then you hit them and it's like, oh shit, we are already at 12 combo. We are already at 12 combo. And then you just use the disc at max duration, and you use Roar, and you use Overdriver to add more damage, and you use your Tesla Nervos. to get some energy back. And even these high-level enemies completely fucking die. And these enemies take a little longer to die. And in the test that I have done, I don't have any problems to maintain the vortex going. But in order to be able to see that, I should leave the lab. And you're gonna see the stupidity that we are gonna be able to reach. The only problem, as always, is the acolyte. Depending on the acolyte, they will just straight up die without you doing anything. They will come close to the vortex and 50 fucking electricity rays will kill them. But other times you will find one of those that deactivate your skills and you will be dead on arrival. Like there's no use. So for those cases, you should probably be carrying around a weapon that can deal with them. My preferred choice is the Basto in Canon because it is a baller as hell and it looks cool as fuck. Because it's like, oh, you're coming for me, bum, 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 bum. And it's over and you can just forget about it. But let's take a look. Let's just take a look. This is not the best place to camp, but why not? Let's use it. Okay. We have some enemies in the vortex. We are at plus 12 combo. And then we just watch the enemies fucking die. And we try to maintain every single... buff going at max power. We can refresh our shit. And as long as you refresh your shit, yeah, as long as you refresh it, enemies are just gonna die. You also need to pay attention to the actual ZENISTAR in your hands to see if the vortex stopped working, to recast it again. And because we have combo duration, we can forget about prolonging our combo for most of the time. You can just, from time to time, get close to the ball and hit it. And enemies will keep coming and they will keep on dying. And there's pretty much nothing they can do, really. There's pretty much nothing they can do. You can also be a little funny and add a flechette orb in the mix, because why the fuck not? Like, just add small damage into the mix. And this is it, basically. Like, this is the idea. And you can keep going, and look at that, 200 kills. 200 kills in 2 minutes. That's really competitive. Like, that's no joke. That is actually no fucking joke. And the ZENISTAR stopped working, so this is the only dangerous moment. Okay, we have the combo working again. And you keep the ball rolling. You keep the ball rolling. And it keeps killing. It keeps the murder up. And that's the way I made the ZENISTAR great again. That's my way of making the ZENISTAR great again. But if you want to make the ZENISTAR great again, go on, show us your style. Like, just do anything. This is a challenge. This is a ZENISTAR challenge. Keep it rolling and rolling and rolling. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave before little Timmy, before Uncle Acolyte comes and smashes my ass. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.